situation. Your linebackers this year, they got that last year. Now, what's the balancing act like for that to happen?
Yeah, obviously start with that group. Peyton Wilson has played a lot of football, as we all know. Is kind of the heartbeat of our defense right now. And then 3 other guys really stepped up during fall camp. 2 of those guys have played in the past. Jalen Scott has played a lot of football. Devin Betty has played a lot of football. And Caden Fordham, he's been a big piece of our special teams. And then he's also got game time. So those guys have all gotten experience. And it's their time now. Losing the production we do with Isaiah and Drake, it's time for somebody else to step up. And I feel really good about those 4 guys right now.
And in game situations, do you plan on getting guys playing time in important situations? So when take the starters out and get those guys some time?
Yeah, it depends on what the game, how it's going, and all that. We're playing to win. I'm playing to keep people off the scoreboard. So obviously we're worried about that first unit first, and see who else earns the right to play.
A lot has been made about the secondary and the growth there, but I wanted to ask you about the defensive line, the depth that you have there. Obviously, the 3 that you have as starters, guys that have been starters before, but all of the talent behind them too that's kind of pushing them with the transfers that you have in, some of the freshmen as well.
Yeah, in all my years of coaching in this defense, I think this is the best defensive line I've ever had. It's a full unit. We're deeper than we've ever been. We feel good about 8 guys going in the game at any time. So really like where they're at. Love the leadership of that band, and CJ and Savion, and Travali Price. Those guys have all played a lot of snaps. And then our new guys, Noah Potter, Red, Hibbler, and then we've got Brandon that's played a lot of football. So, Isaiah Shirley's coming on, so we can use him at times. Nick Campbell. So, we got a lot of guys right now that we're counting on to play up front for us.
How about the secondary though?
Yeah, secondary, with the leadership of Shai and Aiden White, anytime you got 2 returning corners that have been 3-year starters, I count on those guys to kind of lead back there. They've played in big games, made big plays. And then you go to Jakeem, and, he started a lot of games as well. And Boykin. I like where we're at. We've got a lot of depth again, more depth than we've ever had. Guys that we can put in the game and not have to worry or change positions, things like that.
Coming in the secondary, Cecil Powell, with a lot of time with injury. First off, how's he been doing physically, and what are the sort of characteristics you see from him to kind of, stay with the program and fight through that adversity?
Yeah, he's been a kid, hadn't played football in 2 years, so very proud of where he's at. He had a great fall camp, getting back into swinging things. And, Cecil's always a guy, he loves to play football, and I'm glad that his body's allowing him to at this time. And, he's running really well, he's smart, he knows our scheme, so, looking for some big things out of him.
In a day and age of high-powered offenses, NC State's kind of known as a defensive school. I mean, it's got to make you proud, I imagine.
Yeah, that's obviously a win is a win. Any way we get, if it's 50-49, that's great for the program, great for us. I wouldn't be too happy, but a win is a win. And, that's our goal. Our number 1 goal is to go out and get a win, however we have to do it. And, I really like our offense right now, what Coach and I and his staff are doing. And, but again, we take pride in keeping people, with less points on the board for us are better. So that's kind of the standard that we've set over the last few years. And we'll continue to do that.
How much have you worked over the years with Peyton Wilson in terms of timing on the blitz? And how much more blitz opportunities will he have with Drake Thomas not around?
Yeah, and a lot of that is built in our schemes on how we do it. And Peyton is a good blitzer. We obviously, as we install things, it's all about our timing and getting that down and practice reps. And, we have to just keep repping things. Obviously, if you watch us, we bring it from everywhere. It's our Sam, our Mike, our corners, our safeties. So, we like the blitz. So, it just depends on whose number's called. And we all have to time it up the right way.
Where do you think UConn is going to test you?
UConn's a good football team. They got a lot of guys back. I just think that what they do that's unique is they get in a bunch of condensed formations, a lot of movement, motions, trying to get your eyes bad, and they can run the football. They have an effective run game. Their O-line's very experienced, so I think they're going to try to run the ball and get us to play more guys in the box and then try to play action and throw it over us is what I would think that they're going to do to us.
Right before you walked up here, UConn actually just named Joe Fagnano, the main transfer, as their starting quarterback for next week's game. Just your thoughts on him, what you've seen from film so far from him.
Yeah, you know, we've studied a bunch of film on all three of the quarterbacks. There wasn't a whole lot on the Penn State transfer. He only got to play 11 snaps to start the year a year ago. Got hurt. Obviously, we played against 11 last year at our place. He played the whole game. And, you know, we have to study more main film and just kind of see how they're going to use him. And I know he's familiar with their offense. Their old head coach, I think, is now the offensive coordinator there. So, you know, but obviously he's a smart guy and can pick it up. And, you know, so we'll see. Obviously, it's going to be the first game's always the hard one, right? You don't know what to expect. So we're working a lot of different things. And, you know, we have to be able to adjust on the sideline to go out and play good defense throughout the game.
What's that marriage between Coach Ani's offense and your defense? How has that looked so far in fall camp and everything? How are you two fitting together?
Yeah, really good. Coach Ani and I have worked together in the past. Obviously coached against them. But, you know, I really like what they do with their scheme. They get you out in space and do a lot of different things, one-on-one work where you have to make tackles. Again, a lot of movement. Obviously, they're going to score points and do things, and we have to shut people down and, you know, allow it all to blend. I'll know a lot more here in about a week or so how it's going to work.
Do you find that helps prepare your defense when you face offenses that are similar?
No doubt about it, yes. We're getting some really, really good work in on good. You know, feel like our kids are comfortable with, you know, with the movements and shifts and trades and all the things that happen in the game now.
Going back to Cecil for a minute, he told me that there was a point in time last year where he was worried that he would never play football again. You know, in your role, like, and watching him go through everything, did you ever have that concern?
Yeah, you know, obviously with a back injury and, you know, you missed 2 years and it was really, felt like we went a long time, it wasn't getting any better. And he fought through it, kept rehabbing, got strong, and, you know, very proud that he stuck with it because a lot of guys would walk away and he did not. He just kept fighting the fight. You know, right now he's the best I've ever seen him and just engaged in what we're doing. You know, he's a big part of what we do and how we do it around here. So, and a guy with that much experience and been around the program